You say college campus and robot, I think like, oh, they're hosting a dance. Like, do the robot. But no, totally different on the RIT campus. A big dedication today. A combination of RIT and GM. I can't wait to see this in action and how they're teaming up. Bob Berger is an engineer with GM and joining us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How you doing?
I am good, thanks. And my mind does not work the way yours works. So we're going to start with the basics of the lab that you're in and what is happening today. And that behind you, is that the robots we're talking about?
Yeah, there's 2 robots here that we've donated to RIT so they can get working on their program a little bit better. Both of these robots are industrial robots that we build cars with at different plants in GM, including the Tonawanda plant that's nearby. And these guys did a good job cleaning these up. They did look a lot dirtier. And so this is what we're trying to work on.
Okay, so you've donated these to the labs there at RIT. Is this so students can learn how to build them, how to work with them? I just look at it and go, well, that's cool. But I know other kids are learning how to integrate them into what they'll be doing probably as professionals.
Right, so they won't be building the robots. They'll be working with them, learning how to program them and learning how to set them up and dress them so they can do different jobs. And hopefully becoming robot folks and engineers at GM or other manufacturing facilities.
I mean, this is such a part of, you know, American industry now. To have a gift like this from GM on a university campus, that's going to give these students a real leg up, isn't it?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of value in these. You know, obviously GM has hundreds of thousands of robots. Some of them we take out and put in, and then when we have some extra ones, my job is to decide what to do with those. And then some of them, if we have a request like this, then we'll try to make good on that and see if we can donate them to a good candidate that can really use them and, you know, build our engineering strengths in the community.
Because I'm just thinking about someone, you know, your colleagues and what you do, as you all look at, you know, this next generation coming up. I imagine having hands-on experience like this would put their resume to the top.
Yeah, and, you know, some of us nerds, we love math and science, and we love stuff like this. Robots and things like that get us excited and, you know, help us to determine not to drop our calculus class so we can keep going.
Nerds are going to rule the world, and I think the word nerd is cool, so I wish I was more of a nerd. So that's awesome, first of all. Second of all, you know, you look about where you could put these. You know, we have heard so much about the prowess of the students there at RIT. What do you think made GM choose RIT as the home for this?
Frankly, we get like a request or so a year from different universities. And if it's one that we have a relationship with and that we get a lot of engineers from, then it's a kind of an easy choice. And then, you know, we just go up the management chain and say, hey, we think it's a good idea. We're going to donate a robot or 2 to these guys. We have a lot of engineers that came from these schools. And everybody approves it, and then we make it happen.
All right, so this is at the RIT's College of Applied Science and Technology. Again, training not only for the students, but for the faculty as well?
Sure, yeah. And, you know, I think they have other robots here as well, but, you know, the more the better, and they're a little bit different. And it's all fun.
Well, that's cool. Huh. We appreciate the gift to our community, and thanks for showing them off. I would ask you how they work, but that is way, way above my level of understanding. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
Another practical application for robots in the future. You know, we hear about the future in robots, and you kind of get this, you know, scary sci-fi thing in your head, but look at them. They're practical, they're useful, and there's people right in Rochester working on them. I think it's so cool.
It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Just know that that's the way some people's mind works.
Yeah,
It is. Just because it's so foreign to the way mine works, but thank goodness, because
I was just going to say, thank goodness for people who think that way. I think they're great. They do a great thing for our economy too.
every time I see the floor of the manufacturing of like an automobile plant, it fascinates me. And I know, unfortunately, a lot of that used to be done by humans, and the times have changed. But just the way it all works, it's just,
yeah. Well, it is.
I don't
it's
understand
a machine.
it, but I find it fascinating.
It's a machine. My mother used to work for many years for Delco, and she which was a General Motors plant right here in Rochester on Lyle Avenue. And I remember I worked there one summer, and it was like that. It was like everyone had a job. Everyone, put those parts and the pieces together, and it made the, and it would make a windshield wiper. And it was the coolest thing to see how that, from start to finish. So pretty cool stuff. All right, coming up next, flying high.